What's up guys, Heat King here bringing you a review on the final episode of Naruto Shippuden. So I'm actually very surprised by this. I did not think it would end on a perfect 500 episode note, because I honestly thought we'd get one more episode in the month and for next week so that it could adapt chapter 700, but no, we didn't get that adaptation. I guess they're probably saving that for the Boruto series. But yeah, as a whole, Naruto Shippuden is over, and it ended with the wedding, or just before the wedding began actually, because we did sort of see the highlights of it during the last credits. So yeah, as a whole, it's over. The series is over. After 10 years, it's over. Final episode was today. Perfect 500 episodes. Altogether with Naruto Part 1, 720 episodes. That's insane. Wow. Congrats. We finally made it, guys. We finally made it. Like, we got to the end eventually. Like, well done. We had 15 episodes of epilogues and shit. So, yeah. Was it 15? Or was it? Yeah, it was 15, wasn't it? Like, oh man. Actually, no. The series ended on 480, wasn't it? Yeah, so we had like 20 episodes before the end, like. But yeah, man, here we are. What can I say as a whole of this entire arc that we've gotten, right? In terms of as far as adaptations go, this was definitely one of the better ones, but you have to like consider the fact that this was basically a slice of life. It wasn't action-packed in any way whatsoever, because this entire arc was basically focusing on our characters, on their futures, and just the overall feelings towards Naruto and Hinata and what that meant, and the way this entire arc went and sort of showing us all the various different characters and what they were up to now. Like, that was great to see. In terms of extras, like I said, in terms of far as adaptations goes and extra things that they added, basically the filler stuff, that would basically be the first couple of things with Iruka, I believe, because that first episode wasn't technically in the novel, I think. From what I've read from the summary, that was not in there. And Gaara certainly didn't have a chapter to himself in that novel. So, but everything else, like from Tenten to Guy to you know, Tamari and Shikamaru, Ino, Sakura, Ichiraku as well, like all of that stuff, and Shino and Kiba again, that stuff was in the novel obviously, and Iruka did have his own chapter that dealt with him being asked to basically be Naruto's father figure during the wedding, which we got in this very last episode. The whole time I'm watching this, I'm just waiting for that moment to come, and we don't get it. Like, they keep dragging it out, right? From the moment that this little arc started, they were just dragging out, going, when is Naruto gonna ask Iruka to escort him? And they just kept dragging it with this pointless shit, like, which kind of killed it. But the rest of the episodes, obviously, that as we got, they were really, really great. Some of them were a bit dramatic in terms of relation to the Rock Lee and Guy episodes, which I think a lot of people just couldn't get I couldn't get my hands around. I mean, that episode was just a big, huge mind fuck. Like, that's the kind of episode you want to watch when you're high, man. So yeah. That was just like, what the hell? But everything else was like really cool. Like the stuff they had with Gaara, that was really exceptional and very wonderfully done, in terms of how he just wanted to show up to Naruto's wedding as a friend instead of as a Kage, and that was really done well, especially with all the other Kages just showing up going, yeah, we're going to attend as these friends. Like, you know, that's what we are now, we're friends. Like, we're not these big shots anymore. Like, you're still big shots, but, you know, in terms of respected manner, really. And then, yeah, like this final episode as a whole, like, it kind of brought everything back full circle in terms of just focusing a lot on Iruka and Naruto's relationship together. I thought that was very done well and important because the first episode of Naruto really was focused on Naruto's relationship with Iruka Sensei, and how Iruka showed that love and compassion for Naruto that ended up changing his attitude and making him grow as a person. If Naruto had never gotten that compassion, Naruto would have very most likely gone down a dark path. Iruka was that one good thing that started that chain reaction for Naruto to better himself a lot more and to become the person he wants to become. And for it to go back to that, for it to come full circle with that focus on Iruka Sensei, I thought was exceptional and done really well. Before that, however, with the whole constant of Naruto, you know, he wants to ask Iruka out obviously for ramen and that to play around. He's making all these jokes and Iruka's kind of getting fed up. and thinking Naruto's not taking himself seriously, so he kind of gets pissed off. And I didn't really like those aspects because it kind of makes Iruka kind of an arsehole, really. I mean, at this point, he should know Naruto. He should understand that he's a lot more thoughtful than he's showing. And I really didn't like how they were portraying that. It kind of annoyed me. It really annoyed me in terms of Iruka's personality. Like, I was like, come on, dude. Like you had that thing last episode for Hinata, like how he's apologizing. It's like, no, you don't need to apologize. Naruto's not an arsehole. Like you're not giving the dude enough credit. And then they kind of did that here until Naruto was like, I want to ask you to be my father for the wedding. And it's like, Iruka was just really taken aback that he didn't think that, because the whole time, he's trying to understand his relationship with Naruto. Like, he's got, it was a teacher and pupil relationship, then it became sort of a brotherly, big brother, young brother relationship, and now it's this father and son relationship now. And yeah, it kind of makes sense. Like, he would ask him that, and that was nice. That was the best part, really. And then obviously we got everything else from the wedding, like the camera reactions and the messages from all the various people. We even had Orochimaru doing his little message, which, like, it just. Like, Orochimaru throughout this entire arc, really, like, they really played it as a big, massive prank throughout the whole thing, because after that Guy and Elite episode, you're just waiting for Orochimaru to show up, and throughout the rest of the arc, you'd only see him once, I guess, because after that, they kind of played it too big with that last episode, really. So at this point, it was just like, spot on fine. Like, where's Wally, basically? And that's what this entire arc really was. Where's Orochimaru and Yamato? So that was fun and great, but I do wish we kind of got an Orochimaru-centric episode just focusing on him and his thoughts and that. But I guess we had that with Sasuke's thing, so they didn't really have to do it here. And yeah, it's just weird seeing Orochimaru here. Like, it's just weird. Like, but look at me, I'm going on and on about that. And everyone else, like, I really like the ending parts, really, with Ino and Sai together, like, being a couple, and Tamari and Shikamaru basically, sealing the deal and showing that, yeah, they're a couple now as well. I do kind of wish that Choji had run into, what's her name, Kizaru, I think. I thought, like, if she'd been there and Choji met her, I think that would have been a nice way to sort of set that relationship up, because I honestly feel like their relationship comes out of... It's the only relationship that comes out of nowhere, honestly, it is. The Tamari and Shikamaru one is the most set up one. The Naruto and Hinata, I'd say, is the second, because that shit was built up too much. Like, you cannot sit, the Sakunura fans, they can go to hell as far as I'm concerned. That shit was never set up. Never. Not in a million goddamn years. In stories like this, it's always the girl that's gonna get the guy. So when the girl says that she wants that guy, she's going to end up getting him. So when Hinata from the very beginning said that she wants to be with Naruto, she was always going to end up with Naruto. That was always going to be the case. And I think a few weeks ago, a month ago, Kishimoto even said, yeah, that's basically what I always did from the very beginning. I was always going to set these two up. Like, that's just common sense. I'd say the third most normal relationship would be Sai and Ino, just because Ino and Sai had one or two little moments, but still, like, they had moments. Choji and that, her, they didn't have any moments at all. So it's like, that still comes out of nowhere to me. Like, but yeah, as a whole, just seeing everyone together, I think that's what's the most beautiful thing about this episode as a whole and this arc. You just see all these characters that you never really got time to focus on, so they all get their little moments to shine. Konohamaru, his little camera project, Gaara and Kankuro just escort him. You get their little moments. Killer Bee's showing up, having his little moment, and that, and the Kages showing their support and that. So that was great. You get to see everyone. Kakashi just trying his best, like, to make the best possible wedding he can, and wanting everyone to show up. Ibusa having his little moment at the end, and all the other characters. Like, I thought that was genuinely good. Like, as far as like epilogue type of episodes go, this was really done well, and I thought it was a lot better done than the actual epilogue that we got in the manga. So I think this is the next thing to really talk about, because I think a lot of people are going to be pissed that we didn't get that adapted. First of all, I don't think it's important to not see Naruto become the Hokage at the very end of this. We already have an episode where Naruto becomes Hokage, and we also have the epilogue Boruto movie. So as a whole, that's done. We don't need to see that anymore, because in the end of the day, Naruto becoming the Hokage was never the most important thing. Okay, people who say, oh, we didn't get an episode of him being Hokage or becoming Hokage, didn't get Naruto, because in the end of the day, Naruto wanted to become Hokage, to become acknowledged by the people. He became acknowledged by the people during the end of the Pain arc, and people started loving him even more during the War arc. At that point, him becoming Hokage was just more of a reward than anything. But as a whole, what Naruto always wanted in the end was compassion and love and the support and respect of his fellow men and countrymen, and he ended up getting that. And that's the most important thing for his character. Him becoming Hokage was never the most important thing. That was just a goal he set himself out to get to do so he could get this goal. And in the end, he became Hokage because he achieved this goal first. You understand? That was the most important thing for his character, and he got that. So us not seeing him as Hokage at the end is not really a deal breaker. Like I said, we already have that little short movie, and we have the epilogue. We have the Boruto movie as a whole. So in a way, the series is officially technically complete. Everything is wrapped up, explained, etc., etc. So yeah, as far as storylines and, you know, conclusions and that go, this was a good way to send it off. And it ends with the wedding. It ends with Naruto and Hinata finally tying the knot, him finding love, him finding the respect of all the people, him being at the wedding with people who are there to support him and show their love for him. So yeah, that's great, and that's a beautiful way to end it. And it enforces the theme of, you know, of unity, really, because that's what it's always about. It's about people coming together, understanding and coming together, and not fighting anymore, being allies. And that's presented perfectly in this wedding, when you have all the different people coming together from different villages, and everyone else that hated Naruto just, you know, really showing the support and loving him. So it's all great. It all comes down, ties together in a nice little bundle, and it comes full circle. And first we end with this, and yeah. Also, we got Sasuke at the end, giving a little letter to him. I wish he had attended the wedding, but yeah, he wasn't in the credits at the last, so I guess they have to sort of be canon-wise in terms of that. But yeah, as a whole, good episode, good final. I'm sad to see it go, but there you go, it's done, over and done with. Yeah, as far as our final episodes go, yeah, this was a good way to close it off. What more can I say, really? What more can I say? I didn't cry. I wish I had, but no, I feel like other episodes did a bit better in terms of the emotion. But this was a fun way to close the series off, I guess. It's a shame we didn't get the other epilogue novels adapted, but I guess these three were the most important ones. You know, one focusing on Sasuke and the aftermath, one focusing on Shikamaru and Tamari's relationship, and Ino and Sai, and that aftermath, and showing what was going on there, and of course the wedding. The Sakura one, the Gaara one, they really didn't dwell that much besides their love affairs, if you will, and the Kakashi one would have been cool to see, but again, not that important. And the Akatsuki one was basically just the Akatsuki one, really, but we don't need to see that again. So, but I guess if they ever get around to it, we might see these novels adapted in the Boruto anime. So there's always that, and obviously we'll probably get the novel, the final chapter adapted in that as well, along with Gaiden, etc., etc. But yeah, it will be interesting to see how they do all of that, how they tie all it, because they do have a lot of material for Boruto to at least last a year, I think. You know, if you count the novels, the Gaiden, and the readaptation of the movie, which we're gonna have to get. We're gonna have to get that. In a way, you've got two different universes now, really. You've got everything from Naruto up to the Boruto movie, which you consider one continuity thing, basically. And if you want more, you can skip the movie and just start the Boruto series, which is gonna adapt the movie. You know it's gonna adapt it, because we have to get that one chapter in there with Momoshiki. So the best thing to do really would be to cut the movie up and just release it separately as episodes, and just add in extra stuff in to like develop it a bit more, and then there you go. That would be the best way to do it. That way, you know, we don't have to get a full readaptation or shitty animation and artwork. Like, we could just get that. I don't know, see what they do, and it'll be interesting to see what they do. But yeah, Naruto Shippuden is finally over. Thank you for your support. Yeah, we got that message at the end. That was nice to see. Keep slipping down my chair, like, come on, sit down. There we go. Anyway, guys, yeah, arigato, as I would say. But that means thank you, right? Arigato, God, I really want to learn Japanese. Yeah. Yeah, fist bump there. Like and subscribe, guys, whatever, and I shall see you when I shall see you. Take care, and cheers. Cheers, guys.